Special episode of Candor Gander for you all today. Hope as we are navigating some technical difficulties. Apparently, Bolon's so big, he's breaking the server left and right everywhere he goes. Go figure. Mr. Round Cloud 7, I'm not sure if you can jump on here. You may have done what we did last time where you're on two devices and we can't see or hear you. I can't see or hear you, but in the interest of time, and while we figure things out here, go ahead and move forward. Trying to be super respectful of Mr. Bolon's time. We've got him to the top of the hour and try and make the best of it. With that said, consider a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, follow me on Twitter, follow Mr. Bolon on Twitter. If you're not following him, what are you doing? Dude, welcome to the show. You've been up like all night for this, and I'm not exaggerating, I think.
I caught about 3 hours. That's pretty normal.
Dude. So let's get started, bro. Let's get started. Tell us about DFK. You're the community director here, but tell us about the man behind the role. I mean, who is Bolon? What's Bolon about?
Man, I really wish I had like a cool response for that, but I don't. No, I mean, obviously I love this community, but everything, pretty much my entire work experience is a little bit of dabbling in community management, but also a lot of like sales and sales management and that kind of thing, customer service stuff. And it all just really kind of ties back into the community management side. It's very comparable realistically. Customer service is customer service, and ultimately, like, y'all are our customers. Obviously you're so much more than that, but you are also, our customers, just like we're our own customers. And so that customer service side of things really just ties right into being able to try to provide a great service to our community. Also, yes.
Yes, Mountain Dew.
So,
yeah, no, I was gonna say,
you're telling me that you have never been a cruise director?
No, I'm not gonna lie. There may have been a period of my time where I was like, man, it would be really cool to just work on a cruise ship and just like, everybody, buy life. I'm gonna live on a boat now. But I never made it happen. And also, I definitely would not have been the director. Like, maybe
DFK interview questions. How well are you at herding cats? And by cats, I mean the community. Lordy Lord.
Day and who you ask.
So DFK is a family affair. I was not surprised. Well, I was surprised you guys all sort of knew each other. Some of you are related. But I wasn't shocked. I mean, really, the way you guys interact, you guys make it seem like a family. how did that all come together? I mean, where I know you've known Risen for a long time. Literally can't even literally your brother.
Yep.
I mean, how did the three of you get into projects? If I told my I no, and I have I've told my brother, it's like this DFK thing. You need to get into it. I'll look into it. If I told my best friend, he'd probably give me the finger. I mean, the three of you just jumped in like no looking, like you just dove in. How did that happen?
Yeah, we all had or have actually, in fairness, a mutual friend that we were super close to and are super close to, and he was involved with the project. And it's one of those things that it's a double-edged sword, right? And there's a lot of talk in crypto about, oh, people only hire family, or whatever the case may be. And like, to an extent, that is true. Like, if we look at DFK specifically, there are people on the DFK team that are completely random hires. There's people that we found in the community, like Pinecone, who had made Kingdom.watch, which I think we can all agree is a phenomenal site. There's people like Sachet, who started as a knight and just you know showed everything that he brought to the table. But it's a balance, because all it takes is one team member to sink your entire project, and to just really wreck everything that you've worked so hard for. So there's a lot of trust that goes into building a team to launch a crypto project, and even post launch, maybe even more post launch, because pre launch there's no money. So post launch, and so there's a lot of trust that has to be had when you go to bring somebody into that circle. And there's steps you can take. You can limit access to some stuff and that kind of thing, but especially as somebody's there, they're going to need more access, they're going to need more stuff. And so that's going to be a very temporary measure. And so really how it came about is, Fox kind of had the original idea of like, this would be really, really cool. He talked to Pieface about it. Pieface was like, man, that's really cool, I can help with that, I'm interested, I'm in. Talked to a couple of his other friends that brought different skills to the table, and then they came together and launched. And then shortly after launch, they realized, hey, like, this is going very well, we're going to need more people, because we are not going to be able to keep up if this is going this well. And so basically the DFK approach was always uh, like open to anything, but looking at referrals as well. And so that
Right.
that was always kind of the biggest differentiator. Is it wasn't a matter of like, well, I know this person, so we're going to hire them for a job that they're not qualified for. It was, hey, all of us have all of these different skill sets. Odds are we know people with similar skill sets, so let's talk to those people. And that way, we're getting somebody who's qualified for the job, and a lot of times they're very qualified for the job. But also, it's somebody that we know, it's somebody that we have that trust with. And so it just makes it that much easier. And that's where, like I said, there's always a lot of talk in crypto about that relationship. uh, but you got to remember, ultimately, like, we're dealing with millions of dollars of other people's money.
Oh yeah, yeah.
All it
It
takes.
always helps when you can find that person, right?
Yeah,
Right.
I know where you live. No, and it's not weird. It's not weird, and and I say it because I have the pleasure of working with two of my best buds. One guy I've known for, geez, since I was maybe 10, and the other guy, I've known for 15 years. So it's one of those things where like you know someone, and that's what's wonderful. It's like people, and you're friends with people who, God, you love them to death, but it's like I can't refer you to this job
Right.
because I know I love you, but I know it wouldn't work out.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, right, where it's like it gives me an extra boost of confidence. Like, you guys vetted these people,
Mhm.
you guys know these people, but you guys wouldn't just recommend anyone because ultimately, you look bad. They look
Exactly.
bad, but you look bad too.
I have, like you said, I have friends that I love to death and I would never work with. Like,
Right.
just not working with them, let alone recommending them for, something like this. I'm not going to work with them. And
Right.
so, that's a big part of it as well. And it's that much easier. Like if you go to dinner with your, one of your good friends, and they bring one of their other good friends, and you haven't met them, odds are y'all are probably going to get along pretty well. You're going to, be more comfortable with them.
Right.
And so it's the same concept where, like, you know, I didn't know Fox prior to DFK, but Fox was friends with somebody who I was friends with. And so you kind of automatically have a base level of, trust and respect for each other, just because, like, hey, if both of us, really like this person, like, odds are there's a reason for that.
Right. So let's get to something interesting here. Trying to maximize our time here. As far as tell me about my hat. It's a weird question, but tell me about my hat.
All right, coming out the gate, I like it. So yes, you're wearing a chaos
As he takes a sip.
or an otter chaos. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, wearing an otter chaos hat. So myself, Risen, actually, literally can't even, and a couple of other friends of ours and a couple other DFKers as well. We decided that we're really funny. Just as people, naturally, we are fantastic and super funny, and therefore everyone needed access to our level of humor for the good of the world. And so we launched a sarcastic crypto merch store called Bits to Chits. That would be actually,
Woo!
this is now vintage. We switched our logo a little bit, so it's limited edition. But Bits to Chits is our sarcastic crypto merch store. Primarily, it's just making fun of all things crypto. UST is definitely on the table. Harmony is definitely on the table. But a lot of it's just general, like, hey, this is the stuff that we all talk about. These are the memes that we all use. And so, like, one of my personal favorite designs, and I will admit I'm biased because I came up with it, so therefore,
It's
automatically.
the best.
It's
But
my
one of my
choice.
personal favorite designs right now is we have the Excited Chimp Pedal Boat Society. Uh, I'll let y'all figure out what that's making fun of on your own. But but it's very much like similar to those kind of things, where it's just making fun of general crypto and market conditions. And we have a shirt that's just a red shirt that says the color of my portfolio. You know, we're all in it together. We're all on that same struggle bus. So let's have some laughs while we're on it.
Hey, you can either laugh or cry, and it's much funner if you laugh to life. Is what I say. Um, and for anyone wondering, this was by no means a condition of like Bolon coming on the show.
Oh no.
As a matter of fact, this came like way after, like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't even Bolon. It was like, dude, can I talk about your guys' merch shop? He's like, yeah, let's do it. And by that same token, around Cloud 7, the reason I haven't given you a cut on the promo is because I didn't ask for one, because I'm that silly. I don't need one. What I did ask for though, because this is interesting, what I did ask for though is what can you do for our listeners? What can you do for them? So correct me if I'm wrong. If people buy something between today and Tuesday, there's a 20% off all orders. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I'm going to
So
grab that discount code right now and we can drop it in the chat.
sweet, and I'll drop the merch website on the shop. But around Cloud, we were talking about it. I got to see it. I want to get your reaction. Let me show you. Let me show you some like recent top of the line Goose merch. See what you think. I think you'll love it. I think you all will love it. Check it out. Cryptomane, check it out. You see that? You see that, Mr. Round Cloud?
I will in about 20 seconds.
Oh, there's a delay. Okay, you're watching the delay. All right. I love the last the
I'll
recon
get it when
balloon
everybody else gets it.
is amazing. Dude, kudos. And I love the fact you guys got our coin logo there. Super awesome. There you go, bro. Right?
Oh my god.
It's and you know what? It's not. It's hats, it's shirts, it's mugs.
2 days. 2 days. 2 days.
Oh, and actually, real quick, it's Wednesday. It's So
Wednesday.
we decided to extend it for a day. So September
Sweet.
7th at 11:59 Eastern is when the discount code will no longer be active, which a day or two after that, we're going to run a 15% off and just like advertise it. This one's for y'all. So we will have a 15% shortly after the 20%, but the 20% is for y'all, and then the 15% will advertise out.
This
I'll
is
get
super
I'll
awesome.
get paid in time for the 15%, but I'm gonna miss the 20.
Oh, dude, this is great. I'm a walking billboard for all things DFK. So the hat you sent me, Bolon, the one I won with the jewel logo.
Mhm.
I've had one person ask me, "Oh, hey, nice hat. Tell me about it." But it was at the worst like possible time. I was literally at the ER with strep throat. They couldn't figure out what I had. And then I'm like I'm in my deathbed, and the nurse comes in. She's like, "That's a really cool hat. Tell me about it." It's like of all the time I've wanted someone to ask me about the hat. Now's not the time.
Diva.
Come back later. Oh Lord, but it's one of those things where I hope one day someone stops and is like, "I know what that is. I know. Don't watch my streams. I don't care. Don't recognize me. Recognize the hat. Recognize the merch, and
Man,
it's pretty cool." Um, Crypto means
brand
asking for when
recognition.
royalties. That's a funny comment. Well, we'll take that one. crypto Crypto memes up that he. I will say that as a group, generally speaking, we all have a super funny sense of humor. And he's gonna type something cheeky in where he's like, "I'm not kidding," which I beat you to it, crypto meme. But as a whole, I think the community we're a pretty funny bunch.
Agree.
I love that about us. I love that about us. Um, Anyhow, so we'll go ahead and sort of reference it at the end as well. Feel free to pick yourself some merch. I love the hat. Again, I'm not getting paid for it. It's just a really cool hat. And I don't say that like I need like I'm not asking for anything. What I was really asking for is discount for everyone because I get the benefit from that too and pick up some of that goose merch. You guys do onesies, I saw, I think. So
Yeah,
I was
we
telling
do
my wife, I was
clothes,
like, I'm gonna
clothing,
deck out the
clothes.
family in goose merch.
Yep, we
Um,
got it all.
so let's move along and talk about sort of our year in review. Let me do a cut thing here, and then we'll get to talking. Make sure I don't blow everyone's ears off. Here we go. All right, if you guys can't maybe see me, but I like to like dance set up during these, and I worked on these like at midnight, so I'm like on 4 hours of sleep myself. I was chatting Bolon up. I was like, "Dude, what are we doing awake right now?"
Figuring out what we were doing on a live stream.
I know, right? Yeah, right. So let's talk about DFK year in review, and there's lots to talk about. And again, as a reminder, we are doing some giveaways around cloud. Tease those out. We're giving away eggs. One of each. Not the golden. One of the other one. One of each of the other ones. So more on that a bit later. But what I do want to talk about here is sort of your review, pick some items, sort of get your take from an insider's perspective. Like, what did you think? What was that like? Like, tell us. So we can start with and it was one thing. It was something around Cloud and myself were chatting through. What do we talk about? PJ was sort of both on the top of our list. That was pretty epic, and sort of retrospectively thinking like, boy, has that saved our heinies. Bolon, I mean, how was that? I know you were streaming for like a full day, is what it seemed like. I mean, tell me about that. What was going through your head at the time?
It was a lot of fun. from what I remember. So yeah, because let's see, so that was a Wednesday. That Monday, we flew back from Barcelona. So it was
Yeah.
like 21 hours of travel. And then on Tuesday, it was like, okay, let's get set up for the stream. Let's go. We had most of the equipment, needed to buy a little bit of stuff. Let's go buy the stuff. We ended up we ended up renting an Airbnb to
The
do
B&B. Yeah.
Yes.
like I mean, okay, so like I'll be fair. I don't generally like having people in my house to begin with. Like I don't host things, but even outside of that, like who wants to have these people live streaming from their house for 8 hours or 10 hours or whatever? Your kids are coming home and you're like, hey, be quiet, go away. So I actually first I booked us a hotel room because if I don't just admit to this, it'll just come up later. So I did book us a hotel room, and I based it on two factors. One was location to just make it convenient to myself, Risen, and Kangaroo, who was running the stream for us. And then the other thing I did was Kangaroo was very specific about wanting a hardwired internet connection. Well, most hotels don't offer that.
Yeah.
So I found one that did. I booked the room. We show up. It was real bad, y'all. First off, the Ethernet didn't work. So already we're like, well, that's useless. But like, it was real bad.
No.
The walls were like cute green. The couch was not a couch that I wanted to sit on. So we're now in this hotel room looking for Airbnbs. So we find the Airbnb, we go there, we get everything set up. So I think I was probably on like maybe 2 hours of sleep at that point.
So this is the norm for you.
Which is the norm, but usually not after like a lot of stress and pressure and flying home. Like there was a lot of factors. So we start the live stream. Risen had something come up that he wasn't there at the beginning. It was a lot of fun. Like I was really excited. I had a lot of fun on the stream. Risen gets there. We have a lot of fun. We're joking around, whatever. And at some point, I looked down and I realized that I was only about 5 hours in and had like 3 hours to go. And I was like, I thought it was a 7.5 hours by now. Okay. And at a certain point, the exhaustion kicked in, and I went back and, like, I didn't watch the whole stream. Obviously, it's incredibly long, but I was looking for something in the stream. Oh, I was looking for.
Oh, you pouring Mountain Dew all over yourself?
No, I wasn't looking for that. That part I very vividly recall.
Very distinctly remember that.
Yeah, I don't need to see the video. No, I was looking for the numbers for the hat winners. And so I'm like jumping through the video and I'm like, man, this is really good. This is really good. I look dead. But like it was a lot of fun, and being able to like be in real-time communication with so much of the community, like that alone outside of the Crystal Veil launch was super cool. Then it's in that communication with the Crystal Veil launch. There was the point where we were just doing like the every 30-second repeat about, yes, the bridge is backed up, it's coming. Yes, the bridge is backed up, it's coming. But like it was super fun. We definitely learned some lessons. So if we do it again, we'll be better. But it genuinely, like, I really enjoyed it. And I think at one point we had like 1,250 viewers, like at one moment. And I was just like, man, that's insane. Like, why are 1,250 people listening to anything I say? That's a bad choice.
Yeah, I mean the fact that there is, whoever we have in this chat, people are listening to me, but I have to remember they're not here to listen to me; they're here to listen to you. So that's okay. We'll take it.
No,
but that's interesting. So, did you guys you guys checked into the hotel room and you guys left like almost immediately?
Yeah, which it was even funnier. So Kant was also with us at the hotel because he was gonna, help us set up. So me, Risen, Con, and Kangaroo, 4 grown adult men, walk through a hotel lobby carrying boxes of camera equipment. Kangaroo brought a literal desktop computer, so he's carrying a tower and we've got 2 monitors, we've got all this camera equipment, we've got ring lights, all this stuff. We walk into this hotel, which we then learn might have a reputation, we still aren't really sure. We're there for, like, half an hour, maybe 45 minutes, and then we just walk out carrying all of the same stuff and never come back.
So, I can only imagine what the person at the lobby was thinking. It's like, wow, these guys filmed the shortest adult movie in history.
And of course, the same guy is behind the desk both times because it's the middle of the night at the hotel. There's only one guy, but naturally, he's not like in the bathroom. No, he is right there, and he's just watching as we walk back out with all of it. And Kant just maintains dead eye contact with him. He's like, look down, look away. Kant.
I imagine him sort of nodding like, yeah, it happened. Just let it go.
I would have said she didn't show up.
Oh boy, that would have killed me. Okay, so no, I mean PJ, amazing for sure.
Apparently, man, let's go.
1000% thought we were filming an adult movie.
Oh Lord, oh jeez. So
Tell them about the clerk.
Let's generalize all the sort of the fun into like one sort of comment here. I mean, geez,
the
every
clerk is
time
going
there's
on the
something.
spin wheel.
Give the clerk an egg.
And then Bolon, I think maybe your speaker is up a bit too high. I hear an echo on my end. That or my earphones just suck. They might.
Risen would have been the talent.
Oh boy. So FUD in general. I every time I've seen FUD, and the biggest one of the year, was maybe happened a few months ago, but what goes through your head? I just can't imagine you're sitting there with your mountain and you're like, oh shit, this again.
So, it's a really interesting thing in my opinion. Obviously the first thing is, okay, like we, well, I guess actually the really first thing is this at a level where we need to respond to it? Like, is this, 2 or 3 people that are just doing whatever? And if, we're just going to draw attention to something for no reason, it's not, it's not based in fact. It's literally just, I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, Fox hacked the Harmony Bridge. That was an actual tweet that I saw.
I knew it.
Right? Yeah, definitely.
At one point, it was the geese. The geese were like, if there's a goose conspiracy, there's a reason why they keep winning. Blah blah. It's like, wow, no one. Crypto meme, you didn't let me into the conspiracy. Like, come on, dude.
I remember that one too. So that's step one is like, is this even a thing? Like, is it a thing? And is it a thing? Like, most of the time the answer to that is no. It's 2 or 3 people that just make no sense, and you're like, okay, yep, Fox hacked the Harmony Bridge. Well, DFK is gonna run forever, so we're in great shape now, guys. And so stuff like that, like you can just ignore. It's not. There's no reason to respond to it. Clearly, the person isn't interested in logic. You're not going to accomplish anything, and like no one's paying attention to that, right? So after that, it's okay. This is something that we need to respond to. Either something that is based in fact, and we should clarify or explain or whatever the case may be, or it's just getting a lot of attention and it needs to be put to bed, or both. Like, it could be a combination.
Right.
And so from there, like my biggest thing is like we need to respond as quickly as possible with actual information. So like, when you look at something like the big one from back in the day, back in the day it was like 4 months ago.
But it feels
But
like 12 years ago. I get it. No, I get
it
it.
does. But if you look at the like I'm just going to put it out there. It is what it is. It's not like anybody doesn't know. If you look at the initial liquidity one, a lot of people were like, why did it take, 6 hours to respond? Well, because as much as I would love to just have the bat phone to Fox, I don't. And like,
You mean he sleeps and he
right,
has a life outside of DFK?
right,
Get out of
not
here.
much, but to either. But like, right, like we put out an announcement, I think probably like an hour after it really started blowing up, that said like, "Hey guys, like we're aware of this. We're trying to get the information so that we can give you the information, but we have to get the information first." And it's like, yeah, we could do that again 2 hours later, but now we're just sending nothing, and I
Right.
don't like that. Like I want to get the information together and then present the information as quickly as possible. And I think sending, one acknowledgement of like, hey guys, we are aware of this, we see you, we see what's happening, we're working on getting the information because nobody had it. Like it's not like all of us were just like, all right, well, we'll wait a few hours. So that's my outlook, is like my first priority is flow of information, but flow of correct and full information. I don't want to give, here's part of the story, we'll come back with the rest later. Like I don't
Right.
want to do any of that. That's not beneficial. But I like, it's contradictory in a way of, I don't enjoy it by any stretch of the imagination, and I don't want that to be the message that comes out of this. But
But you
like,
live for the chaos.
no, no, not even that side of it. But if you look at, you know, I joined the project in early October, working with the community. If you look at beginning of October to when all of that happened at the end of April, like I don't feel like I really necessarily showcased the importance of my position, because everything was good. And when you're a community manager in good time, your job is to have fun with your community and, keep the spirits high and do fun stuff.
Right.
And that is valuable, but it's not the same as the impact that you can have when things are going wrong.
Right. No, and it's it's one of those things where you sort of, y- on our end, right? You're sitting in your couch or you're wherever, you're you're somewhere, and it's like, why hasn't Bolon responded? What's taking him so long? And it's like, what is he gonna say? I don't know yet.
Right. Right. And that's a big part of it. And like I stayed up, I was awake for 39 hours and working about 37 of those 39 hours,
Oh
like
Lord,
through that whole first wave,
my God.
because that's what needed to happen. And like it is what it is. Like that's, it's what you do. Uh but I don't regret any of it. Like it was worth it. Like that's what, there was stuff that needed to happen, and it is what it is.
Right, right. And then, just so you know, around cloud, I don't know if you saw my message. The audio feed was coming from your sound. So I've muted you. Feel free to wave your arms, and I'll unmute you for any comments or stuff. It's one of those technologies on our side kind of days. Let's again, I have a bunch of these, and what I'll do is I'll do one more because there's other content I do want to cover. Let's do the Clayton and Wisdom Gaming piece. Like, how huge is that? Like, and it all sort of ties in. It's interwoven. Um, if it wasn't for the Harmony hack, we would not have the Clayton and Wisdom Gaming partnership. And it's one of those things where right now it seems super bad, but in 5 years we may look back and, you know what, this may have been the best worst thing that could have happened to us. Um,
Yeah.
comment on sort of the roller coaster that and we're it's not done, but it feels like maybe we're at a more even keel here, and
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, we're definitely at a much better place where we can actually start to move forward. And that's really like that's been the most frustrating part with the harmony situation is it just stalemated us. Like that, what are we going to do? Keep deploying on a blockchain that everybody's concerned about shutting off constant at any time? Like that doesn't make sense. There's some testnet issues, so we can't properly test features. So it's just been like this massive stop. Uh, which that honestly that is the like most frustrating part from our end is we want to keep developing and like we're really excited to have Crystal Veil parity, and it was already going to be ramping up pretty fast during this time. But we didn't want to stop doing stuff to only do parody. And that's really kind of what it came down to having to do because we didn't have a choice anymore. But that being said, like we're at the point where we're able to start moving forward. We are formulating the timeline for Sarandale 1.0 shut off, Sarandale 2.0 launch and ramp up. So really excited for that. And I kind of agree with you about like, yeah, it sucks. Like we never planned on moving Sarandale. That was not a part of the roadmap, but it may end up being a really good thing long term. Like we're getting a really, really good partner with Clayton. Go ahead, around God.
Yeah, let me unmute you here real quick. Go for it, around cloud.
Well, it came down between Smash and Kupo, but Smash wins the green egg.
Smash wins green egg, and now and to clarify for people, Mr. Roundcloud is organizing giveaways in the chat box, so feel free to participate in those. If you don't mind reminding me, around cloud, maybe jotting them down. You just said Smash won the green egg, and I'll forget. Um, so if you can jot them down, and I think you just said something.
Yes.
She says yes. Good. I've got to ask you another question. I said that was the last one, but I've been curious, and I know a bunch of other content creators would be curious about this too. I think another awesome thing that's come out of this year, um, and I don't know if it's because I follow DFK so closely that I've noticing this. I don't really see this with other projects. Again, I'm sure it's there, um, but there's a lot of like DFK specific content creators out there, and then not just YouTubers. I'm talking about like Stronghold and
Mhm.
Sandwich and Coolio and Waygoose, and all these people who are for developing stuff specifically for DFK. You don't see that. There isn't a Bitcoin channel out there. I
Right.
mean, um, so question there. One, what statement question? How cool is that? And two, um, I wonder, d- do the team, does the team watch stuff? They're like, oh, well, that's interesting. I'm ADF, Adventures in DeFi Kingdom said something, or Sergeant Pacific Acid said something. You're nodding your head, and yes, you guys watch our content.
So in regards to how cool is that, it's amazing. Like you guys are awesome. There's so many people that are producing different forms of content for DFK or about DFK, and it's absolutely incredible. And I mean, you can see how often like Sandwich Punch's Medium articles, Mr. Zipper's Medium articles, they get referenced to newbies as like, hey, go read this. This is one of the best guides available.
Right.
And it's like, we didn't even make it. So, it's absolutely awesome that around cloud Kant just said he'll donate a gold egg if you want to do a gold egg giveaway as well.
Dude,
uh
rig it so I win, around cloud. I mean,
right.
do it properly. I'm just kidding. Do your
uh
thing.
but like there's so much out there that you know we it would take us so much time to produce the amount of content that our community has produced for us, and it just really speaks to how much belief there is in the project, which is absolutely phenomenal to see. I would say, rough guess, 98% of the content that gets created about DFK gets read, watched, listened to,
No way.
insert applicable consumption of your media here. Uh, we watch as a lot of it, and it's not we first off, it's a great way to keep in touch and get real feedback from the community that wasn't even meant for the team. So we can get some very honest insights there. Uh, it's also very interesting to see what different people think and you want to see, and ideas that they have, different ways that they've implemented things in, like, different ways they've described things in Medium articles, different information that they're providing on their website, all that kind of stuff. And I will just shamelessly plug here, not to give too much away, but I would say that if you are a content creator, there is an application for co-marketing through the Kingdom Builders program where it's just straight up co-marketing. There's no, building, there's no grant, there's no blah blah blah. It's just, hey, I exist.
I do.
Tell people
I
that.
make content. Check it out.
Right, right.
That's
Uh,
super cool.
and Sunbear and I have had a couple conversations in the recent past, about getting some stuff fired up on that front. Uh,
Sweet. Sweet.
so
So for those content creators who do listen, because I know some of them chime in. I mean, we all, it's kind of cool. We all sort of watch and read each
yeah.
other's things. It's really neat. How does someone go about, hey, you know what? I wanna in. How do I co-market my content?
So it's on the Kingdom Builders site. Uh, if you go to that site, I believe it's a drop down on the application, if I remember
Mm,
correctly, that basically says, like, who are you?
yeah.
What are you looking for here? And there should be one for co-marketing.
Nice.
It's a lot shorter than, like, I'm looking for money, I'm looking for smart
Right.
content access. Like, obviously it's a lot less on that front. And then you'll get a meeting with Sunbear. There is still some vetting, obviously. Got to do what
Right.
got to do what we got to do. But yeah, I would say absolutely start filling those out. It's going to be sooner rather than later that we are going
Sweet.
to have something in place specifically for content creators. The other really nice thing with that, and part of what I've been talking to Sunbear about, is that's going to tie directly into the Discord links rules. Because right now we're pretty tight on what can and can't be linked in Discord,
Right.
because it can be a pretty messy subject.
Right.
But this will, like, if you're greenlit. That's where I was going. If you're greenlit or whitelisted through the Kingdom Builders program, you're good. Like, those would be absolutely fine to link in Discord. We're probably going to either add them to the links docs channel or just start a new channel for those links. I'm leaning towards the second one so that it's cleaner. Link stock is like team stuff, and then
Right.
we'll have a content creators links channel, and that way, like, they're prevalent in Discord, they're easy to reference and to access, and then yeah, people can link those in response to people at will. It's not going to override our shilling rule, or not our shilling, but our spamming rules. So yeah,
Right.
just keep in mind. But recommending that site to a new person, or answering a question with a link to it,
That's really
all of
cool.
that's going to be absolutely perfect, which is something that I'm really excited about, because that's been a very hard balance when we have so many content creators, but without a vetting process. risk
It,
reward risk reward
yeah. Yeah, no, no, dude, and it's one of those things, and it's so funny. We'll watch, I'll watch streams, and or I'll say something, and then it's like, and I've heard it from other content creators. It's like it's almost as if they're listening to me, because and it's like, wow, you guys are listening. That's cool. And it's not one of those. I think, like, I
Color.
think you said it best. It's not that you guys are listening specifically to what the content creators are doing. I almost feel like in many respects we're funneling and channeling and echoing what the community is saying. Like oftentimes what I do, my running joke is, don't listen to me. I don't know anything, but I've heard or I've seen or
Mhm.
the Gen Chat is saying,
Yep.
sort of doing it that way.
Well,
So
it's
it's
one
super
reason,
cool.
not to just give a random shout out, but I'm going to. It's one reason why, like, we've always liked Medez's AMA questions so much, because he talks about them with people. Like
Right.
he's filtering them through the community. And if he says, "Yeah, I'm thinking about asking this," and everybody goes, nobody really cares about that," he doesn't. He asks
Right.
something else. And so that's, that was always a really big value that he brought, is there's a lot of people who don't want to get on the stage and ask a live question, which is fair.
Right.
I get it. Obviously, I am not one of those people, but I understand. And so, like, my view on Metas' questions were always, this is a question for 50 people.
Right.
That's hard to beat, you know? Uh, and that's where, like, I really like what we're doing with the talk site now, because it gives people the opportunity to upvote those questions. And right now, 90% of the time, we get through every question that gets posted anyway. But it takes the stage fright aspect out, and we can see, like, oh, this question is really big, so we should take, a little bit more time, a few more minutes, really go in depth on that question,
Right.
which is a really nice, like, feedback process.
Um. No, great. And I kid you not, I have like 10 more of these. I'll go ahead and stop on those to move on to this
I'll
next
just have to
segment
come
because I
back.
know trying to be mindful here. So let me do another cutscene and then we'll get into a game I like to call hot and cold, and I'll talk to you guys. I'll explain what that is. So let me cue that up here. All right. Now, I do these live, and I think sometimes, hey, you know what? If I did these post production, they'd look so much cooler. But I'm too lazy for that. Anyhow, hot and cold.
You do live so you don't
Let's
have to edit. That's part
right.
of
Yeah,
it.
it's like, hey, whatever. What did I
Otherwise, we
say?
can just record this.
So hot and cold. I will make a statement, and Bolon will either say, hey, you know what? That's hot or cold, meaning likely to be true or likely to not be true. Now, this is maybe I'm gonna try and see if we can get some alpha from Bolon, see if we can trick him. He's on little sleep, so we might be successful. Who knows? So let's just get down. Let's get down to business here, and then sort of round cloud. Again, mindful with time. I don't know how we are with giveaways. Let's give those eggs away. And as a reminder, they're in the chat box here. He's managing that. Let's go ahead and get started. Bolon.
I am adding a third option called room temperature, which means I have no idea.
Nowhere. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Hot, cold, room temperature. All right.
Yep.
Question one: PvP comes out before PvE.
I would say that's a pretty warm.
Okay.
I'd go so far as to say hot.
Oh, wow. Hi. Okay. PvP comes out before PvE. You heard it here first. Pretty hot. That's hot stuff. Okay. Next one. DFKs in conversations with another partner not yet known to the community.
I would say that's generally going to be a pretty warm statement at any given time. We're
Okay.
usually talking to somebody.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay. I like it. Um, Next one here. Wisdom Gaming and DFK are already having conversations about DFK esports.
I'm gonna call that one. I would say in to like today, I would rate that realistically, the answer is room temperature. I have absolutely no clue. Best guess, I would say slightly chilly currently.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. All right, let's get another one in here. Ooh, this one's a talk of the town. I'm sure you've heard this one. Samurai will be one of the new classes.
That one's a full room temperature.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
I will
To
add
be
though, Clayton is South Korean. Samurai are
what?
Japanese.
No, you
I
mean
think
we're getting our
Samurai might
stereotypes wrong? Oh God.
I think Samurai might have also committed what we would now consider to be war crimes in South Korea. Like I don't know. And granted, I have absolutely no idea. Maybe it is a class. Don't know. But just for consideration, you know.
Something you don't think about. Interesting. So you said you don't know, but now I'm thinking, very interesting. Okay, all right. Next one. DFK team plans on having an exclusive convention in the future. DFK Con.
That's definitely hot.
Nice. Nice. Let me get some more from you. What does that mean? What does that mean to you in your head? Like because I have dreams about this too, where it's like somewhere. So this is gonna get created. There's gonna be an actual tavern at this convention center that reflects the actual tavern in DFK, and it's gonna look exactly the same. But what do you have in mind?
I mean, that would be incredible. I don't know about that one, but it would be
Dang.
amazing. No, I mean, I kind of like in my dream world, it would be like a few days and it would be two different parts. And one part would be like full-blown crypto convention, like Decentral, uh, Avalanche Summit, take your pick. Because they're really cool. They're a lot of fun. You get to meet really cool people. Our community can get see, I know if I use that word, our community can
Say
meet some, other projects, whatever. Like a crypto convention, if you've never been to one, is a lot of fun, and I recommend it. And then the other part would just be like, no, this is exclusive access. You had to register through our Discord. Go away. We're having a party now.
Nice.
And it would just be like the literal DFK community just in person, which would be incredible.
The other idea I've had for this, and you can take this and leave it, do whatever you want with it, let it simmer. Having like a section or a booth or something dedicated for streamers to be able to live stream or do content from there.
Yep.
That would be super cool. I'd buy a plane ticket just to catch that.
When I went to permissionless a few months ago, I don't remember, May, I think. It all blurs together. Time is a construct. So they had I think it was Coinbase, if I remember correctly, had like a soundproof booth.
Wow.
Set up, and they were in it streaming. And I was like, man, that's cool. So yeah, I think that would actually be really fun to do as well, and be able to, have like time slots in a booth like that and rotate people in and out instead of having, just a dedicated to one thing. But I think that would be a really, really cool feature. We'll call it a feature. Why not?
That sounds cool. So within the next 5 years, within the next 3 years, within the next year.
That there are way too many variables for me to even throw a guess on that one.
That's fair. That's fair. No worries. All right, next one. Two more, and then we'll call it because I know you've got to run off here. DFK team hopes to have PvP, PvE out before the end of the year. So we said maybe PvP before the end of the year. Hope. Uh-oh.
So I would say, if we are caveating with hope, I would say hope that PvP is out by the end of the year. Hope very hot.
Yes.
but
Okay.
but you know, I would say maybe lukewarm. Uh, you know, there's a lot of variables going into that. Wisdom is so freaking incredible. I'm so excited to have them. They're excited to be working on it and working with us. They're a great partner already, and will continue to be so. So you know, there's a lot of variables going on there. I don't want to speak for them too much. Obviously, you know, all it takes is one thing going wrong and that whole timeline shifts. But
Right.
I would say lukewarm on PvP. PvE, I would say probably chilly. I don't personally, I don't foresee us hitting both of them by end of year. But you know, take that with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure. You know, we're working on a timeline right now. Actually,
Yeah.
the roadmap is on the roadmap, as I've been saying the last couple days. But so you know, there will be more and better information on that. But as of right now, from my knowledge base, I would say lukewarm on PvP and probably chilly on PvE.
Okay, that's fair. And again, I know you got to bounce here. I'll ask you. I think the toughest question here for last. And I think around
Around
cloud,
cloud
you
muted you.
mute yourself here. Let me hit that button here. You go.
I can unmute my.
Wow, that sounds really choppy. I can't hear you.
Yeah, word.
I'm gonna remute you. It sounds like you're it sounds like you're doing Morse code.
Jiggle your
uh,
headphone jack.
yeah. Let me try that one more time, and then if not, we'll move on. All right,
Okay.
go for it.
So I've assigned everybody a number. Bolon, pick a number real quick, 1 through 1,000. This is for the yellow egg.
1 through 1,000.
And I presume it's gonna be the closest to the number is gonna be the winner.
The closest. I have randomly assigned everybody a number, and whoever is
Oh, I am going to go 420.
420. Okay. Oh, it sounds like there's a dead-on winner there around cloud.
That
Who's won that?
not a dead-on winner because I figured 420 would be one of our numbers. So Mr. Frozen Mind is at 402 because I figured
No way.
420,
Awesome. Nice.
402.
Nice. Sweet. Go ahead and keep jotting those names down. We'll do giveaways shortly after. I'll send those over. Around cloud, if you don't mind collecting OX numbers, that'd be super awesome. Sweet. All right, cool. Last question. I'll let you bounce. All right, really tough one here. If you purchase merch from Bits to Chits between now and Wednesday, you get a 20% off discount. Is that true?
That
Is that
is
hot?
true. That is absolutely hot. I can confirm and verify that one is true. And yeah, we switched it up on you. Sorry.
No. Hey, we'll take another day. I know it's a holiday weekend for those of us stateside, so an extra day will be great. Again, Bolon, thank you very much for your time. I had a million more of these. I exaggerate, but plenty more. You missed out. I created this awesome game. Maybe we'll have you back someday. Created this awesome game called Who Said This? Was it Risen or was it someone from the cast of oh God, Letter Kenny. So
oh, some of those might be both. No, yeah,
so
let's do it again, and I'll just have to come back to answer the rest.
that sounds great. No, I appreciate it, Bolon. You have a nice rest of your day around cloud. I know managing some tech difficulties, but have you given away all our eggs? Thumbs up, maybe? Not yet. You've got one more? One more. All right. If you want to go ahead and do that, Bolon, if you want to stick around, great. But again, oh, we're doing a spin. Okay, if you want to go ahead and spin that baby. And while you're spinning, all right, you're unmuted here. Around cloud.
Okay.
Who's our winner?
All right.
Let me see.
Dude,
We're
you
real quick
literally
between.
fixed your audio issues at the end of the stream.
Yeah, now we sound
Uh,
completely normal.
Real quick, do we want to do a last man standing or a one off?
Let's do a one-off in the
Let's
interest
do
of
a
time.
one off. Let me make sure I've got everybody. Ghost Panda, Kant. Well, Kant, it's Kant's egg, so we can't have. Well, I'll put Kant in there just in case. Tune Fed, Three Wolves, Ghost Panda. I need Ghost Panda. Three Wolves is in there. Tune Fed is in there.
While you're doing that, I'm
Frozen,
gonna just
Bolon, Three Wolves.
put the website up on the stream
Okay.
again.
So this is
Get your
everybody. Let's
merch.
go ahead and throw you in there too, Sergeant, just to make
No,
it
no. If I
fair.
win, re-roll it. But
Okay. All right. Let's see.
all right, go ahead and spin that puppy.
It is. Oh, I got Bolon in there twice and Kant.
Oh boy! All right, another
Okay.
re-roll.
Remove. Let's get one of these Bolons out of there. Technical difficulties. It is
Caught one his own egg.
Three Wolves gets a gold egg.
I'm just
Nice,
glad it wasn't
nice.
some guru.
Yeah, dang. No, no. Oh boy.
All right, my brothers.
I
I'm glad I
appreciate.
could be here.
No, thanks for your help there again. Thanks, Bolon. Any closing words from you for us or to us?
As always, I appreciate all of y'all. Y'all are awesome. Thanks for everything you do, and thanks for having me on. Happy to come back whenever. And you know what? Let's go traditional here. Bullish.
Yes. Bullish. Yes. Around Cloud, you're unmuted. You can say bullish too. Your screen froze, dude. All right, lots of technical difficulties. On that note, we'll catch you next time. Thank you all for your time. You guys have a nice rest of your weekend.